everyone. Welcome to our very first evening edition of a live Dockside Chat.
Yeah, it feels good. It's not 115 degrees anymore.
No, it finally cooled down.
Actually, you probably could use a sweater, huh?
Oh, no, almost. I'm Jules Guzzardo, this is Mike Guzzardo, and Jenny Bisco, and we're Guzzardo team. And this evening with us, we have our transaction coordinator and our favorite lender. Clear, say hi. I know. They're like, wait, what? Hi. This is what happens when we're live. They can't say no.
So this is Jess Santiago, and this is Rita Caruso from Homeowners Financial Group. And they'll be answering a few questions maybe tonight as well.
Actually, Jess has been awesome. She's been compiling your questions, and she wrote them down so we didn't have to think about it. She's going to be hollering them out tonight for us to answer. Thank you. And we have guests. I know we should just swivel.
Yes, guests.
Come on, guests. I know they're like,
I didn't do my
now
hair.
we're interrupting their drinking. They're
That's Jason Peterson. And coming up here, Dean and Kim Bumgarner.
all in the water. Hey,
So they're going to give you some perspective on what it's like to live in Discovery Bay, too. Because you guys are all waterfront homeowners, huh?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just like that, you've been called upon. Like that. All right.
All right, so Jess has compiled the questions, and she's also taking your live Facebook questions as well. So if you've got a question, maybe different than what we've got from the last couple of weeks from you, so go ahead and shoot the question onto Facebook, and Jess will add it to the questions for us, okay? So this will be a quick round table.
But before we start, for those who tune in or watch us later, how about a little bit about who you are or why you got into real estate? It's elevator speed.
Okay, super quick. I've been in real estate for 30 years. Started out managing my family's commercial property. And then when I moved to Discovery Bay about 20 years ago, I fell in love with the area. Did not want to commute anymore. I had another career in running staffing firms. I said, no, done with that. And decided to sell homes right here in Paradise.
Oh, that's good. That was quick. Well done.
She thought it was forever.
Give them a hard time. All right, born and raised in Lafayette. Went to Chico State. Chico State in the house. There's a lot of them here in Discovery Bay, by the way. My first venture into real estate was managing a 100-unit apartment complex in Chico when I was doing graduate school classes. So that was my first dip. And then it wasn't until I moved out here, there's a lot of time passed in the middle, and Mike said, hey, let's double down. Why don't you quit your JOB and we'll work together? And we did. We jumped off that ledge and never quit. That was
awesome. Well, I am the newer one to real estate. I've only been a realtor for the last couple years. I was in corporate marketing before for the largest wine and spirits company in the world. So total career shift. Once I had kids, I decided no more commuting, no more traveling. So I wanted to do something closer to home. I've been out in Discovery Bay for 10 years now. I'm originally from Davis, so not too far away. And I joined up with them, I guess, almost a year ago. But we've had done a lot of stuff in the past together, and then jumped on the team, and here we are.
And had a lot of fun. Now everybody knows we both, but tell them what your special talent is.
Oh, so I ride horses. So my big thing is competing. I show horses, 100 jumpers is my game, and basically I race the clock on as high of fences as you can go on a horse. So a little adrenaline junkie over here.
I know. We should put a reel on someday. Watch her jump. That
would be exciting.
All right, Jess, what's up next?
Let's get to it.
Okay,
Let's get going.
let's get these questions. All right. So, let's see. The first one, do you sell just in Discovery Bay?
Actually, most of the property we sell is in Discovery Bay because we're waterfront realtors. Jenny lives off the water in the gated community. We sell everywhere that our clients really want us to work. So if they're looking for a place in Fairfield and they say, Jenny, you are our guiding light. You need to find us a place. We'll do that. Otherwise, we have a great referral network. We will refer out across the nation. So whether it's local, regional, or national, we got you covered. And we've got definitely the experience and time to get the answers for you that you really need.
Amazing. Okay, this one. I'm thinking of moving to Discovery Bay, and I have little kids. Ooh, yay, I love kids. What is there to do with kids?
Oh, there is so much to do out here. So in Discovery Bay, there are a ton of parks, which is perfect for kids, and all the parks, I have to say, are really kept very well, which is a very big plus. So lots of parks, lots of walking trail areas. There's a lot of clubs and like mommy and me type meetups, daddy and me type meetups, farmers markets. Just a lot of fun events. And there's also a lot of, because we have a lot of preschools around here and younger kid oriented kind of schools around here. So they do a lot of extracurricular events like sports, like soccer for 4-year-olds and stuff like that as well. So lots of fun stuff to do.
I love
just to
that.
interject, there's a great pumpkin patch locally, and also just east of us. And then, of course, we've got 3 Christmas parades. And what kids don't love a parade? There's the land parade, the first Saturday of December. There's the Delta Waterfront Parade, where we take our boats around the coves of Discovery Bay on the second Saturday. And then the third Saturday, there's a lake parade, and the boats really dress up well.
All of them are at night, so it's really just cozy and lit up. It's really special out here.
Speaking of night,
Yeah.
okay, what's the nightlife situation like here in Discovery Bay?
Oh, nightlife. Okay, well, this town started out really out there before everything was really developed, and people came out here in vacation homes, and they had great parties and did all kinds of things. There's a lot of history out here for nightlife. These days, truly, a lot of people have people over at their houses, or they go out on the boat, they come back late, they're listening to music. We've done that. Okay. But everyone is actually very respectful. You'll have bands out on decks for special occasions, and people will actually finish up around 9 or 10 and then go inside. They're really respectful out here. You know, you get some wild parties once in a while, but that happens pretty much anywhere, and it's just a lot of fun. And if you want to go to fun events for nightlife, there's Yacht Club and Country Club. They throw great events out here as well.
Okay.
There's a lot of things in the surrounding areas. Where do you guys go out when you go out?
We hit a lot of the dock parties
Dock parties.
and a lot of the restaurants and bars and the yacht club here.
Where do you go when you go out to Brentwood, which is right next door? Where do you go?
I like Sweeney's and Caps.
Sweeties and Cats.
I mean, but the steakhouse here is nice.
Yeah.
We're hitting there every Monday night. We're there for Singo.
You know, you mentioned Caps. Caps actually has comedy, and they've got singers, and they've got events going on. And, of course, the local wineries have great events.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
always a lot.
In fact,
Yeah, the miners.
we'll get into more events later,
I
probably.
know, huh?
There's a few more things that we'll tell you
There's a
about.
lot. Actually, we could go on for quite a
Yeah.
The
Okay.
whole entire topic.
Well, here's an interesting one. Okay, since the market is going to crash, should I wait to buy a home?
You know what? So the media, as you know, loves to kind of spin a narrative. And the reality is, of the last 6 recessions, real estate has actually gone up in value in 4 of the 6. I'll repeat that again. In the last 6 recessions, real estate values have actually gone up in 4 of the 6 recessions. The huge recession where the property values actually went down is because the lenders were selling bad paper to the resale market. If you watch The Big Short, you'll understand exactly. If you haven't seen it, you won't understand it. So go watch The Big Short. What we got going on right now is an economic slowdown. And a recession really isn't a home slowdown. It's when the GDP, the gross domestic product, slows down. So the economy is slowing down. And what actually happens as we get deeper into the recession, which Rita would probably tell you, is that eventually, as we get into this recession, interest rates will actually start to fall a little bit. So the reality is, if you're looking to find a home and you're renting right now, certainly better to be paying your own mortgage than to be paying your landlord's mortgage. And you can always refinance later.
All right. All right. Well, I guess we can make this one a little more fun. Someone's asking about restaurants. What restaurants do you like to boat to? I guess this is a personal one.
Oh, restaurants and boat too. Okay, well, everyone has a huge favorite out here to boat to. That's Orwood. That will probably come out first out of everyone's mouth. Our second favorite has to probably be Sugar Barge.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great one by boat in the summertime. Now, they just closed the upper deck after Labor Day. Actually, it was really hot. They closed early. They do service up top on the deck, and they have fans, and they do buckets of shrimp, which is
Can't go wrong.
Hey, nothing better than a bucket of shrimp and a Mai Tai. I'm just saying.
Can we go to Cinema Mart this weekend? Okay. But yeah, it doesn't have to twist my arm too hard. But that's probably my second favorite. Do you have? Well, not. I mean, any by water.
I'm an
either way.
Orwood person. I live so close to Orwood, so.
Where do you guys like to go for dinner by water or lunch?
Lunch. So me and the girls up on the jet skis. We kind of have a girl gang on jet skis on Sundays, and we went out to Tiki last Sunday.
All right,
Tiki's
a
an
gang
up
of
and
girls
comer.
on jet skis to
Tiki's been doing some pretty good food lately, I
They
hear.
actually really
Yeah.
had some good food.
We've been there for dinner with the yacht club, so.
Go.
I think Rusty Portal's got the best burger, but I like the Windmill Cove for their bands.
Yeah, thank you. Windmill Cove has a fantastic band series.
Yeah.
But you're right, Rusty Porthole. Oh
yeah.
Hands down, my favorite wings. I do naked wings with just salt and pepper.
Yeah. The food at Rusty Portal.
Super important for real estate.
Okay, you guys are making me hungry.
Naked wings are going to be on another episode. On a different channel.
All right. Okay. So this is another frequently asked question. I feel like, are home prices going to drop?
Interesting question. So we'll dive into this a little bit more over the next couple of days. Actually, we have a great segment on this. So of the 5 or 6 major economists, all the economists except for one say that we're going to have home appreciation nationally to the tune of 2 or 3% over the next couple of years, slowing by year 3. And only one actually asks talks about a drop. I think it's really important to remember that we had so much appreciation over the last couple of years. We can't help but have a little bit of fall off as the economy slows. But we're looking for a fairly flat market here in Discovery Bay. We're an insular market to everything else. There's 2 things that happen here. We are not Boise, Idaho, which will probably have a little bit of a drop. We're super close to Silicon Valley. And Silicon Valley is super heated with Facebook and Google and all the other tech companies down there. And we're a lifestyle market. There's not a lot of places where you can come and there's 2,300 homes on the water or super affordable housing. And it's one thing that's really happened during the COVID time is people have realized, what do I want to be doing in the next 10 to 15 years? How do I want to take care of my family? What kind of lifestyle do I want? And so we've become so much more popular. And truly, right now, there is not enough housing for the people that really require it. Yes, there's more inventory, but there's still not enough housing. So we see a fairly flat to slightly up market for the next couple of years, and that's where things stand for Discovery Bay and the Delta.
All right. Well, talking about prices and things, interest rates are too high for me. When do you think they'll get better?
Interest rates are too
You got
high.
I'm joining us.
We're bringing in a resident expert,
Do you want to sit?
Rita Caruso, Homeowners Financial.
Heavy hands on the lending
She hears
side.
interest. Do you want to sit?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
So really where we're at right now, yes, rates have gone up. There are a lot of fixes for that as far as like asking a seller to help with paying for buying down your rate. There's also the potential of, if the payment works for right now, perfect, let's get you into the house, start building that equity. And then once we're fully in a recession, truly the biggest way that we get out of it is by lowering the mortgage rates and help stimulate the economy again. So you're marrying the home, you're not marrying the rate. We say that over and over again because there is a potential for you to go ahead and refinance later down the road and bring that payment down a little bit as opposed to waiting and then losing all that equity. And of course right now it's kind of a buyer's market, so you can negotiate a better price as opposed to waiting, and it flips, and then the sellers are back in the driver's seat. So now really is, I feel, and I'm telling everybody, truly the best time to get into real estate is right now.
Well, Rita, it's so interesting you said that, and truly, the last couple of years, buying a home has been unobtainium for a lot of buyers. Look, there's been 30, 40, 50 offers on some homes, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 over asking, removing all your inspection contingencies. It's been a really scary time. I've been licensed for 30 years. I've never seen anything like that. Now, buyers finally have a chance, have been sitting on the sideline to find a house they love. And we always say, don't buy it unless you love it. But if
Yes.
you love it, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't stop thinking about that home, yeah,
Because you gotta have it home.
Yeah.
buy
Yeah.
it. Refinance later.
To Mike's point, yeah, I've also been in the business like Mike, 30 years. I truly have told all my clients I have never seen a market like the one that we just came out of, to the point where people are bidding 20, 30, 100,000, 200,000. We had one at 300,000 we're asking. We're not in that market right now, so truly it's the best buy. The time to buy is right now. While you can work with the sellers on getting something really decent, and then refinance later. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a great opportunity.
Not just decent. Decent was 6 months ago. You can get a fantastic
Yeah.
property right now.
That's true,
That ticks all the boxes.
And home prices are still up for sellers. I mean, it really.
Thanks, Rita.
Amazing. All right. So let's see. The next one. Are all homes in Discovery Bay on the water?
Oh, are all homes in Discovery Bay on the
Well, you would think so because we're doing all our dockside chats in the water.
Make
There's-
it look like we are.
The great thing, so they talk about the Bay Area and they talk about microclimates. It's 55 degrees in San Francisco and 120 in Sacramento. Well, Discovery Bay has micro communities. We've got 2,300 homes on the water with docks like we're on right now. You can go anywhere in the world from our dock.
If you've
Some
got
of you
the right
watching.
boat.
All right.
I would
We
not take our
wouldn't
boat.
take the little
I'm
boat.
not taking our
Maybe
boat to
even the
China.
big boat to China. But there's 2,300 homes on the water with access to San Francisco Bay and the ocean. And 1,100 miles of waterways here that are truly spectacular. For us on the water, it's all about the Delta lifestyle. But there's a lot of people, like Jenny,
One of them. Yeah.
that move out here because they want more value for their money. You can get a nice, big, beautiful home, 4 or 5 bedroom, 3,000 plus square feet, really affordable, even gated if you want it. And the lifestyle out here is amazing. But we've got 4 condo developments out here. We've got homes that aren't on the water but have a private dock you can walk to. There's homes like this. There are investment communities. There's gated. There's a beautiful golf course community here. And a lot of people on the golf course actually keep their big boat at the marina, or they keep their little boat at the dry stack at the marina. And so when you want to go boating, you say, hey, it's Jess. I want my boat in the water at 10 a.m. And it'll be in the water ready for you with your key in the ignition. So a lot of great ways to enjoy not only the Delta lifestyle, but the wineries, the events, the culture, everything that goes on out here.
That's amazing. I love that. Okay. Let's see. Do buyers still need to bid over asking price on a property?
All right, so no, not at this moment. So yes, I mean, even 6 months ago, we were still seeing buyers overbid on properties or kind of being in a buyer's war with other buyers. Right now, the market is kind of leveled out as rates have gone up a little bit. And it's now a more, I would say, a more even market. So all the offers I've been putting in recently, my buyers have been getting into homes either at asking price or a little bit under, or have been able to negotiate specific terms. Say they need, seller wants a rent back. Sure, we'll come in $5,000 under asking price and give them a 1 month free rent back. So it's become a little bit more of a negotiation game, which is awesome for buyers because it has not been that way for the last couple of years. So now is definitely the prime time to be a buyer.
Yeah, you're having more fun with that.
Oh,
now.
way more fun.
The other thing on the seller side, look, and sellers go, isn't this a really terrible market? I'm thinking, are you kidding me? In the last 30 years that I've been in the business, but really my whole lifetime, there was never a seller's market like there was the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Last year, from January through May, a lot of the home prices in our area went up 40%. Think about that, 40%. Usually you're talking about a 5, if you're lucky, maybe a 10% increase, and kind of average 4 or 5, right? 40%. So sellers can sell now. They need to sell for 90% of that gain. If they try to get 100, 110, 120, they're going to sit on the market and they're going to watch everybody sell around them. And they're going to play that game of dropping their price. And people ask what's wrong with it.
Yep.
So we tell our sellers, look, let's be smart. Let's price right in the bandwidth and get things done. Because one thing happens right now in this kind of market, we are in September. We are max inventory, right? So not a ton of inventory, but a little bit more than there was earlier this year. And so you see the price reductions. Buyers see that. They think they can come in real low. It's not that market. You can come in real low. But you can drive the right bargain.
And the thing is, people get a little nervous because we had this crazy jump up, and oh my God, it's slowing down. we are really back at the kind of market it was in 2019 when we were saying back then that we have reached kind of more of a normal market where you have a balanced system. So it's not, you know, it just feels so different because we have this really ridiculous couple of years. But, you know, it's actually
Just more normal, for sure.
and people have more opportunity.
Okay, ooh, this is a really good one. I want to live in Discovery Bay, but I'm not into boating. Will I still feel a part of the community here?
100%. I think, I mean, definitely 100%, because obviously I don't live on the water. I'm not into boating. I maybe make it out on the water once a year.
And the question first to make sure someone's not into boating. What was the rest of the question? I'm sorry.
Will I still feel a part of the community?
Yeah, so there's just so much to do in this community that doesn't revolve around boating. So, I mean, there are so many clubs, there are so many just different outlets that you can get into. I mean, I'm part of a book club, I am part of a mom's club, I am part of so many different, you know, clubs and resources around this area that don't have anything to do
We
with
have
water.
Lions, we have chambers,
Oh yeah, so
we
Lions,
have community
chambers,
service.
just so many different things. So no, you are 100% a part of the community, whether you live on the water or don't live on the water. It's just a more niche community when you do. There's a lot of options for that. But if boating, water life, I mean, if you're not even into paddle boating and any of that stuff, any of the little kind of more fun water little things out there, well, there's plenty of other things to do, and nobody is going to look at you weird.
Okay, all
Any
right.
questions from the group so far that are watching? Can they hear us? Can you guys hear us
I know.
okay? Can you give us a thumbs up or hear us okay, or tell us we need to be louder? The wind's kicking up pretty good around here.
Let's see.
Truth, I would
That's right. I just want to make sure everyone can hear us. So
Yeah.
yell at
Oh,
questions.
just kidding. Here we go. Let me just see real quickly. Oh yeah, we have a couple comments, but Brett. Let's see.
All right.
Is there anything special you have to do on your boat to deal with the brackish water?
Oh,
Okay, that's a good question. So
Very good question.
a lot of people don't even know what brackish water is. So let's start here. So I grew up in San Francisco Bay, and that's salt water, kind of like the ocean, right? If you are in Lake Tahoe, that's fresh water. So here on the Delta, we have a mixture. We have the water coming down from the mountains, which is fresh. We have the salt water coming in from the ocean and bay, which is salt. And they meet at a line called the X2 line. You can throw that away right now.
It's in Antioch right now, just so you know. It used to be at the CNH factory.
Yeah, it used to be a
It's
little
in
further out in CNH Sugar Factory. They used to process the cane sugar from Hawaii, right over there in Martinez, Carquinez area.
Now it's all the way up to
So our boats right here, there's specific anodes you put on your boats to protect the metals. And so you can use zinc on the bay. Up here on the Delta, we use magnesium. And that's a little detailed. If you get into boating questions like that, you can call me. But the cool thing is, your boats corrode a lot less on the Delta. It's a lot friendlier on the boat up here. We don't have barnacles.
But with the brackish water, we get sea lions.
We do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Just like the bay, they follow the fish in. It's fantastic.
Salmon.
They come in kind of, I noticed them mostly around November. They come in different times, but they love coming in the winter because they follow the striper here.
And
Come all the way
salmon.
up here?
Oh yeah, they come in, they swim around our dock,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the bark.
We see them all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
They're competition for my
I want
fishing
to jump
lures.
out and ride one. Trust me. Yes, we have a question from the audience.
So we're talking about fish, and
Talking about fish.
I'm a fisherwoman.
Yes.
So I would love to
fantastic.
hear what you like to fish for.
What do I like to fish
Oh, we like to
for?
fish.
So, growing up on the bay, I fished a lot. I raced sailboats and I fished. Up here on the Delta, it's great. You've got largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, bluegill, crappie, catfish. You've got the occasional salmon, but you're not supposed to catch them this side of the
Not allowed
Antioch
to
Bridge.
catch them here.
But it's just amazing. So truly, I go out Discovery Bay. So the Delta is 1,100 miles of waterways. It is one of the best fisheries in the western United States.
Oh, bass
there are a
fishermen
lot
are
of largemouth
huge
bass
competition.
tournaments here for big money.
Yep.
So a lot of guys and gals come into Discovery Bay to catch fish.
Yes, we have a lot of
So
tournaments.
if you're
Yeah.
not catching anything, I like to throw out a small crappie jig. All right, usually like chartreuse or chartreuse and white, and you drag that real slow. You can catch just about any fish. I caught a 5-foot leopard shark off our house in Tiburon one time
was
on the
not
bay with
here.
that. So they catch all kinds of fish.
No sharks.
But I catch fish all the time out here on that lure
I
alone.
caught a largemouth bass off our dock. I don't know that I would eat a largemouth bass. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But the striped bass, since they migrate, I find them to be fresher. So if I'm going to actually keep one, even though we do catch and release, it would be a striper.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about fishing, this is a good question. Where can I launch my boat?
Launch your boat. Oh, there's a couple of places close by. One is, of course, at the Discovery Bay Marina. So we have a marina here with a launch ramp. And we also have, there's a launch ramp at Orwood. And if you don't live on the water and you live nearby or you want to come in or house your boat somewhere, our marina down there has dry stacks. So you can actually pay to have them put your boat up in the dry stacks. And so you call them. I think they're a half hour to an hour ahead now. I haven't checked recently, but you pay a monthly fee. They house it there, and you call ahead and you say, "Hey, I'd like to take my boat out later today or tomorrow," and they'll take it out, put it in the water for you, have it ready to go. It's really cool.
What's the launch fee? It's like $5 or $10.
Isn't it $10?
Yeah, I think it's $15 or $20.
Sorry.
The reality is there's dozens of launch areas in this section of the Delta,
These are
but
the
we've got
two
two
closest.
super close.
Yeah. They're
All
very
right, we
popular.
do have a question in the chat. Can I build an AUD on my dock?
So,
Oh, can I build an AUD on my dock?
who is that?
Mr. Morgan.
Oh, Frank Morgan. So Captain Morgan, yeah, he's a little bit of an anomaly. Captain Morgan, who
Brilliant
is
mind,
famous for giving people tours on the Delta, he can build just about anything. So, Frank, yes, you could build an ADU, not an AUD. That's a different device.
That's what he said. He said
on your dock,
AUD.
but probably not legally. You'd have to check with Rec 800 of which you're on the board for.
Okay, let's see.
But that's a good question. But that would be.
That is a good question.
But in general, I mean, all jokes aside, ADUs are a big thing right now where multi-generations
So, Mike,
start to
explain
live
what an
together.
ADU is.
So additional dwelling unit. So in the past, people were really reticent to have that happen because, oh, I don't want more structures next door to me, not in my backyard, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people want to
past
have
2
their
years.
parents living with
The
them.
past 2 years changed a
And
lot.
maybe they can't afford $10,000 or $12,000 a month at the retirement home. I mean, prices have gotten incredible. And so I think a lot of families starting to come together, and if they can't put an ADU on their property, they're buying some property and actually doing that. But I think, and I haven't proven this out yet, but I've heard tale of communities starting to relax their rules with that to allow for ADUs in certain circumstances.
Yep.
Right.
Well, instead of an ADU on your dock, just buy a houseboat and tie it to the dock.
That sounds like you're talking from experience.
There you go.
Jason bought a house that had a houseboat on the dock, so you've got
It's
a
a
place
cool
for family
houseboat.
and friends to stay. That's pretty cool.
It's his office.
Come on.
It's his office.
Well,
That's a write-off
one
then, right?
of the cool things about having, living on the water or having a boat on the water is, like, for example, if someone comes to visit and we don't have enough room in our guest bedroom, we have what we call our little studio condo.
Yep.
So that's always kind of fun.
Absolutely.
But no one can really live there. But they can vacation there.
Okay, let's see. Can I fish on the Delta? And the second part of that question is, what kinds of fish are there?
Oh, good
We
question.
just answered that. So
I know.
yeah, you can
Oh,
fish
yeah.
on the Delta. It does require a license if you're over 16. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's the best fishing I've ever enjoyed. I fly fish for stripers on the Delta.
Oh, that's a
So
new thing you
there's all
started this
different
year.
ways to fish. Some people harpoon. They use
Okay, we
the
don't harpoon.
bow and arrow for fish. I
We
mean,
do
it's
not
all
harpoon.
different kinds of fishing
We
out
do
here.
not harpoon.
Love to talk fishing. Message me offline.
If you harpoon, please let us know because I would really like to know.
Not
who's
harpoon. Sorry,
You
bow
said
and arrow.
harpoon.
I know. We grew up with a harpoon at the house.
Little scary. Little scary.
There's no whales over here.
That's on the next dockside chat.
Harpooning 101.
Harpooning.
I'll teach a class in harpooning.
Harpooning.
You guys are funny. Okay, this one is circling back to questions. Who pays for inspections and what inspections should I normally have done?
So I'll answer this. So
Yeah.
Who pays for inspections? So in this market over here, the buyer is the one who usually pays for inspections. That is not the case in a lot of the surrounding counties. In the other counties, you know, closer you get to San Francisco and whatnot, the seller usually pays for a lot of the inspections up front. The point being, they want to have those inspections done in the hopes that a buyer would waive their inspection contingency. Out here, like I said, our thing out here in this county is that the buyer pays for whatever inspections they want. The two inspections that I always recommend and say pretty much you must do is a pest inspection and a home inspection. Also, along with that, I usually say if there are, depending on the area where the house is or whatnot, if we know of some pre-existing concerns, I may say you should get a foundation inspection or have a home inspector when they go under and look at the house recommend that, and same with the roof. So I'll have a lot of times my home inspector just take a quick peek at the roof, and if they say, hey, I have some concerns, I would immediately get a roof inspector. Might as well know what you're getting into. So yeah, out here it's common for the buyer to pay for all that.
Good. Okay, good to know. Is it better to go with a new home build or resale home? And then, is there a new home builder in Discovery Bay?
So in my opinion, it is 100% better to go with a resale home rather than a new build. I say that having been a person that has bought 2 brand new builds myself and custom done, did both of them. And you end up paying a lot more costs that you don't think about. Like we had to put window coverings on. You know, we had to put a backyard in now twice. It was a blank slate. So a lot of almost not hitting costs, but a lot of costs that you don't think about up front. You see this brand new shiny object, and then suddenly you get into it and realize, there's a lot of stuff I have to pay for that a pre-existing home would already have, or at least have some version of that you can kind of modify. So in terms of new builders out here, we do have a new builder coming out here. You know a little bit more about it than I do.
Yeah, we've got a couple developments coming up, and in Jenny's area in the lakes, they've completely built out there.
Yep.
But Pantages has been working ever since the downturn of like 05, 06, 07, 08 on getting something done out here. They wanted to do Delta waterfront homes just like this, but they decided because of all the red tape and the money it would cost them, they're going to do a couple 100 to 300 homes, some of them on a lake, so an interior lake, and then some of them off the lake with walking trails. And they are actually grading right now. We're gonna flow some photos to you.
I took video the other day.
And some video of the levee system they're putting together to keep the high water out. But it's going to be a pretty neat development, actually. Pantages is going to do a nice job. And also there's another small development over off of Newport Lane that's going to be coming up as well.
Very cool.
All right. There are so many homes on the market. Should I wait to sell my home? That kind of goes with the last one.
We get a lot of questions from sellers about that, and I kind of went over that a little bit ago when I said, look, my dad has a great quote. It says, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Don't be a hog. So you're not going to take all that equity you had 6 months ago. You're going to take 90% of that run up that you've had over the last couple of years, which is huge money, and you're going to go to your next step. So if you're thinking about downsizing, moving out of state, doing something different, don't let that get in the way of your dreams. Don't get stuck on 6 months ago. Take the big, healthy profit. Listen to your realtor, right? Because when we meet with somebody, we sit down and we really have a long conversation. For us, everything starts in the beginning. So we take a lot of time to analyze the market, talk to you about what are your goals. Maybe it doesn't make sense for you to move. And sometimes we'll tell you, don't do it. But if it makes sense because you want to be closer to your family in Texas, and you can't get that time back.
It has to make sense because truly, this is one of the biggest financial assets that you have. And it's a huge investment. So all these changes take a lot of thought and advice. And so we're here to help you almost as your real estate advisors, really, more than anything. Because this is a big deal. You know, we don't take it lightly. You don't take it lightly. It's a lot of money. So it does take conversation to decide, is this the right time?
Yeah, you're not going to get $500,000 over asking. Just get that through your head. But the thing is, there's still not a lot of inventory. Even though inventory's up, still there's way more demand for homes right now than there is supply. And one thing that's really interesting, we talked about this today, new home builders are slowing down their building. You've seen that on the news. And you may think, they're doing that because there's not the demand for it. But that's not the case. As my roofer, Jerry Hauser from Flipper Roofing, told me the other day, he said, Mike, you know, a year and a half ago, a sheet of plywood was $15, $20. Now it's $80.
It's just crazy.
So think about the cost for home builders. So the costs
Imagine the cost.
are way more than they can get
Selling the house.
selling the house. So they're going to slow down for a little bit, then they'll ramp back up.
Let it catch up.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I like this question. Are there walking paths or trails?
Oh, walking paths or trails? Yes, actually, well, just to walk the interior of Discovery Bay, there are sidewalks, and you can walk around there. And around Lakes and Lakeshore, they have an interior really nice path, even parkour.
Oh yeah, parkour.
I'm saying the right one. Not the one where you jump off buildings. I'm just saying the right one. But around here, our favorite one that people really love to go out, and you will really encounter a lot of really cool people, their dogs, bicyclists, is the trail that goes from the marina out to our beloved lighthouse and beyond. It goes for miles. You can really go very far. In fact, Rita should speak to this, because Rita is a full-on runner, bicyclist, triathlete.
Yeah, so I've been out here for almost 23 years now, and I absolutely love it out here because there is so, like early in the morning, you'll see people walking all over Discovery Bay with their dogs, getting out morning walks. Me personally, I absolutely love the marina. I drive there early in the morning, I park, I head out to the lighthouse, and then I do a massive long run for miles out and then come back. And it's early morning, you're seeing bunnies, you're seeing the geese, you're seeing the cormorants, you're seeing the great blue herons, the white egrets, and it's just amazing because as soon as the sun starts coming up, they all hunker down and go away. So it's nice in the morning to see all that, and then of course this beautiful, amazing view, seeing the sun rise is just spectacular. Also, the other area just very close by, it's 15 minutes away, is Round Valley. And I am a big fan of Round Valley. I've been going there for years. I have a weekly girls that we meet up every Wednesday and we go out for a hike. We take a break from our jobs and we head out there and do a major hike out there. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've ran Round Valley for many years, so exercise stuff out here is incredible. Also at Round Valley, we have a lot of horses.
Yes, I've been out there on my horse.
One of the ways that I found Round Valley was because a friend of mine and I had horses that we would take. Well, she had horses, and we would take them out there and go do that. And then I realized it's a great place to run and enjoy. So yeah, out here, recreational wise, there is so much to do. It's just incredible.
I would add a little further up on Mount Diablo. It's a hidden treasure, Morgan Territory Road. And the great thing about Morgan Territory is you're walking out there, you can walk out there with your dogs, there's really no fences, and all of a sudden you're walking among cows.
Yeah.
And people are happy to have you on the property. It's a really great feel.
Okay. Well, so then is Discovery Bay dog friendly?
Oh. Okay. Just so you know, I don't know if there's probably as many dogs out here as there are humans. It's a huge dog area. Okay, shout out to the cat owners. My sister has a beautiful cat.
I have a cat.
My daughters have cats. I'm cat friendly, except for our two dogs. But yeah, no, huge dog area. In fact, people will on next door occasionally say who's wants to get together with someone. You know, you meet up people. We have dog parks here for little dogs and large dogs. We actually did a little video on that once, but there's really great ways to meet other people with dogs. So you just get out walking, and you will definitely meet people with other dogs.
Well, and
what
I
are
feel
some
like
of your
a lot of restaurants allow
Yes.
dogs at the restaurant,
Boardwalk,
sitting outside. Yeah.
bring
Or
them
woods,
along.
yeah.
I'm sure you see
Yep.
a lot of dogs.
Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Steakhouse,
Oh,
yeah.
You'll see a boat going by. There are dogs on the bow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, where are some of your guys' favorite dog parks? You guys dog lovers?
I touched on a second ago. We did a thing on that. There's a dog park here in Discovery Bay. And it is really cool. You have a small dog entrance and a large dog entrance, and we had some balls to throw and little hoops. We pretended our dogs jumped through. Yes, it was fake.
I always go out
I
to
threw them
Brentwood with my dogs. I don't
you
know.
have
I
a
just
Brentwood one you
yeah.
love.
There's Brentwood. So off of O'Hara and Fairview, there's a big dog park out in just one of the neighborhood communities there. Same thing. It's really
Yeah.
nicely fenced, well cared for. They have like little fun jumps for the dogs and big dogs, small
Big jump.
dogs. Just a fun spot. So and it's always packed with dogs, which is I think why I always went there. Is my dogs were there to meet other dogs. So
I know, we went
it was
there
nice
one day
to meet a lot of people.
That's
with our
cute.
dogs, and there wasn't a dog there at the moment.
That's cute. Well, we have a lot of dog themed questions. How do your dogs handle the boating situation?
Oh, how the dogs handle boating? Well, actually, our old one, she's 10, so she got it down. She chilled. The new one, we just have to make sure life jackets on her at all times because she's still learning. We actually go out and do doggy boat training weekend when we had her. We're kind of epic that way, but I think other people might be too. Maybe it's just us. But it just takes training. You know, they learn how to do it. How you're going to potty your dog. Are you anchoring out? Are you taking them to an island?
You have to wear little booties on their feet.
Right? No, I don't know. I spoil our dogs. I don't have to put booties on. But truly, the thing is, there are great life vests for dogs.
That's so
just
cute.
always encourage them.
The cute thing is as I was getting the set ready on the dock here today, Pebbles, our new one, was down on the dock, sitting, watching me, hoping that we'd be going boating. We thought they cannot wait to go boating.
Yeah.
She was ready for it. Okay. This is a good one. Okay, I've heard that one of the strategies to combat higher interest rates is a rate buy down. What does that mean, and does that work for everyone?
So Rita, you touched on
Okay,
that
you're
earlier,
right.
but it's a slightly different twist on the same question.
Come here.
So what they're saying
So
is
read it again.
they've
Down.
heard that right now you can do a rate buy down, but is it for everybody?
Yeah, so it depends on the situation, and that's something that your mortgage loan professional is going to help you with and analyze whether it's a good idea or not. But in certain circumstances, it's a great idea. It is a little costly, so that's why I say it's great to ask the seller rather than closing costs to help with buying down that rate. So you pay to get a lower rate, and then the payment's a little bit more comfortable. So that's why I say don't be afraid right now and squeamish of the crazy rates right now, because there are ways to combat that and deal with it and get your payment to where you feel is comfortable to get into that house. And then of course later you can always refinance. But what a great strategy is having the seller help with that cost of bringing that rate down and paying for that fee and getting a lower rate and a payment that's a little bit lower. So
And while we're talking about that, let's not forget the bridge loan. Rita's done 3
Oh
bridge
my
loans
God.
for us recently.
We're in the
One
middle
right
of one
now
right
for a
now.
family member
Yeah.
that they don't have their home sold yet, but they want to buy a home. So they could do a contingent purchase, but
They have the
sometimes
equity.
that just doesn't make sense. But if you got enough equity,
Yeah.
you can do a bridge loan. And like Rita said, bridge loan's a little bit more expensive too, but not that much more expensive. It really makes a lot of sense in
When
some
you find your dream
circumstances.
home.
Yeah.
The reality is,
It happens.
don't overthink things. If you think you can't
Right.
do it, run it by Rita,
Yeah.
run it by us,
Absolutely.
and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
There's a
And-
lot of different ways to buy a home.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
set up a plan for you. Sometimes we'll have to wait a little bit. That's okay. That's part of the plan.
Yeah.
But we'll work out the right plan for you to get into the home of
It's
your
all
dreams.
strategy.
Yeah, and bridge loans, you know, they were popular years ago. They've really made a comeback. And what's amazing with them is that you don't have to sell the home that you're living in right now to buy your second home. You can go in with an offer that's basically saying you're all cash. You're not contingent, and you're once you're settled into your home, you sell your other home, you get it staged, do whatever, get it sold, and then you pay the bridge loan off. So it's a great strategy. There's no debt to income. It's not like you're qualifying for a monthly payment. And in the cases of almost all my bridge loans that I've done, they really couldn't qualify for 2 properties. But we were able to make it happen, and the process is really quick. You guys have noticed it's within a few weeks. All of a sudden, we're ready to rock and roll and get to dock. So it's a great strategy.
Awesome.
Again, there's a lot of different ways that we can work to make a transaction fit and get some.
It goes to show there is. I mean, there's just so many different ways to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it happen.
Hey, Jess, are there any more questions
I know, right?
on Facebook right now?
Well, I got a question.
Yeah. All right. Jason.
What's in the cups?
What's in the
Yes.
All right. Well, it was. It's wine.
I'm on wine.
I'm on wine.
So what did you have earlier, though? Jenny had some Russian,
We had vodka.
I brought vodka earlier.
special Russian
What
vodka.
It's called Neft.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much only available in Russia, right?
Right down here.
It's like an oil can.
I should run it down.
I'm a tequila fan, so my tequila tonight is Cava de Oro, Extra Añejo.
Ooh.
Sometimes available at Bevmo.
You
You
just
can't
sound.
go wrong.
You just
We used to
became
order it from San
sophisticated.
Diego.
Right?
It's a sipping tequila.
You sip it.
Yeah.
That's not a shooting tequila.
I mean, I'm pretty much empty, but.
Sounds like you guys are gonna need some refills soon.
Yes.
Or Jason, anybody?
Okay, so here's another question.
All right. New question.
All right,
Yeah.
is there an airport nearby?
Airport.
Yeah.
Oh, airport. Wow, that's a good question. I know. I'm like, wow, that is a good question. Well, I get my new one.
Airport.
Airports. Actually, okay. So if you're talking about coming into major airports, we are 64 miles east of San Francisco. So there's San Francisco, right?
SFO.
And then there's Sacramento. We are south of Sacramento. And but if you are a small plane flyer, and we know some out there that are, Byron, we have an airport in Byron, actually, which is right there, not very far away.
Cool thing about the Byron Airport, if you saw the new Top Gun, the Patriots jet team,
That
which
fly
is
out
a
of there.
foundation, they fly out of there. They've got MiGs. They've got other planes that are absolutely amazing, and they actually train kids. So they train high school kids
Oh my God.
in order to be
Wow.
pilots. So
Yeah, they do.
in fact, we're
I
going
didn't
to
know
their
that.
we're going to their
So many
gala
trains.
Saturday night,
Yeah,
which is
this
a
Saturday.
benefit to help fund these events. But they were really cool. They were actually technical expertise in the new Top Gun movie,
Yeah.
and they actually flew in
They
the Top
flew
Gun
in
movie
Top
as well.
Gun.
So,
We just saw one of
yeah,
them
really,
recently.
really neat right here
They're super
in Byron.
cool.
I love that.
Weird fans.
And most of the kids get their license before they actually get their driver's license.
That's right.
True. Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know if you heard
It's
Rita,
neat.
but most of, some of the kids get their license before they get their driver's license.
Yes.
All right.
It's super cool. We're really nerdy into that.
Okay, so tell me, are there gated communities? I
Yes.
think we've had this.
Yes.
Gated community.
So
Yeah.
I live in a gated community. I live in the lakes. We also have Lakeshore is another gated community. It's right next door to the lakes. Same builder, and kind of same, a little bit of the same style of homes. There also is the golf course, Discovery Bay Golf Course. That's an also gated community. What sold me on the gated community? It's completely, it kind of is its own little niche market, I would call it. You feel really safe. You have security at the gates. They let people in and out that are on your guest list. So it just feels like an added benefit there. We also are obviously an HOA then, which means we have a homeowners association that governs the whole lakes here, like lakes area, Lakeshore, Discovery Bay, Golf Course. And you pay a small fee to them, but they maintain all of the common areas, all of the parks,
Well,
walking
beautiful
trails.
lakes.
Oh yeah, we have beautiful lakes. It's
You can't swim in them.
no,
Or
can't fish. Can't fish either.
I know. Like, okay.
Lots of ideas about that, but
They're beautiful big ponds with water fountains.
I know.
that's what
I
it is.
like
And hey,
Aesthetically-
for Christmas,
aesthetically
change them
beautiful.
To different colors. Just want you to know it's ready for Christmas.
Oh.
It's pretty fun. But yeah, so there are gated communities and really fun places to live.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, if there's fun places to live, I'm guessing this person wants to know, is there fun places to shop? Where do you guys go shopping?
Shopping?
Oh, shopping.
Oh, shopping. Okay. So for shopping, depending on what you're looking for, obviously, in the early days, there was nothing in Discovery Bay.
Nothing.
And then there was a gas station. No, but now we have a
Man-made
major,
fire.
Right, man-made fire.
Or woman,
I
we're not
know.
sure.
Well, we're still a very, if you look at everything we're a young community. This was really developed in the concept in the late 60s, developed in the early 70s. So when we giggle about that, it's because we are, in a sense, a young community. But we do have a major Safeway, and we have banks here, and restaurants here, Starbucks.
Look, they're shopping all over the place now.
But wait.
What?
I'll just finish. So we have the basic shopping here, and we have restaurants here, but we do have, so Brent, when you leave Discovery Bay, you turn right, you just go down the way, and in Brentwood, we have Target, Bed Bath & Beyond. We have just all the major types of shopping you would want. There's local shopping here, boutiques in Discovery Bay, boutiques in Brentwood. Yes!
What about your farmers markets? Because I've gone to a couple now, and they're fabulous.
Farmers Market!
They're amazing.
There are 2 farmers markets.
Yes.
We have one in Discovery Bay now, which is new, and that's on Sundays
Yes.
mornings from, I think it's 8 to noon. And every week there's also a big farmers market that's been going on for a long time in Brentwood on First Street.
That's on Saturdays.
On Saturdays.
The
And I think
shopping's
that's 8 to 9
fabulous.
as well.
Yeah.
The shopping
And that,
is fabulous.
and you know, it's great to support local. We are huge here on supporting local.
Well, we're such a farming community.
We're
that's the thing.
surrounded
There's a
by
lot.
farms.
Discovery Bay is completely, other than the water side,
Right.
we're completely surrounded by farmland.
Right.
So all of those farmers, they grow amazing produce,
So
amazing. We're known for Brentwood corn out
Oh,
here. So
world
all of that
famous.
is sold out here. And there's
Cherries.
so many cherries.
Cherries, peaches.
Oh yeah, and strawberries.
Flowers are amazing.
Flowers. There's
Flowers.
several urban flower farms
Yeah.
and whatnot out here. You pick flowers, so it's a great spot.
In
You get
fact,
everything.
because I'm one, you become sort of a photograph sunset sky junkie out here because it's flat all around us because we are surrounded by farms. You will take the most amazing sunrise and sunset photos. It's ridiculous how many photos I have. You just do. Look at that.
I was just going to say, and this is perspective's everything, right? 20 years ago, I had to go to Antioch, like a half-hour drive just to get sushi. Now there's probably
It's
20
always a quest
sushi
for
places
sushi.
within 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You can get just about anything you want in our area now.
Yeah,
There's no lack for shopping.
We're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
Unless you're
It's
looking for
not far.
Nordstrom,
It's-
that is still in Wanapee.
By shopping distance, it's a couple miles
Yeah.
at most. So you're 10, 15 minutes away from every
Yeah.
major place you would need to go.
I shop in Walnut Creek, and it's not that bad of a drive. I enjoy
No.
the drive.
I mean,
I don't
truly,
mind it.
Nordstrom's
Yeah.
there,
Are you a
Macy's
Nordy
there.
girl?
Yes.
I figured. What else we have?
Good, that's-
Anything from the internet?
No, the internet is listening. They're not asking.
I
That's
watched them
okay.
say it's time
I
to
had a
stand.
question to Paul. If you were talking about brackish water,
Yeah.
is this salt water or fresh water when you're in the Delta?
In
So-
the Delta, are we saltwater or freshwater?
Yeah, so we're brackish, so we're a combination of both. And so that means the salt levels are fairly low. So again, we don't have the barnacles. We don't have the kind of corrosion that you usually get on your motors and things like that. It's much friendlier out here. But you'll notice that a lot of the ski boats will be up on a lift because you still want to keep those ski boats clean. We do have algae that grows, just like seaweed, on the bottom of the boat. So I can keep the little boat in the water for about a week before I have to worry about any kind of major growth. And then I want to get it up on the lift. The big boat obviously sits in the water. You don't
So
want to put a
does my
21,000 pound boat.
pontoon. My pontoon's due to go on the lift, by the way.
That's why
But FYI. But yeah, so
Maybe I'll
there's
get
a-
you one for Christmas.
There's a, oh, okay. There's a trade-off. I mean, truly, no matter where you go in the world, when it comes to water, there's just things. There's things.
No, but
If you're saltwater, you have barnacles and certain issues that go with saltwater. If you're freshwater, you have other issues. If you're brackish, you have other issues. Out here, we have weeds, we have algae. These things have been around forever. They've gotten stronger over time, and we work on that. Actually, that's still taken care of each year. And over time, we may have come a day where we are working on that with harvesters. Who knows? But you will find something, if you live on the water, it's such a unique experience. And anywhere you go, it's whether you're on water or not, you're always going to have something that's environmentally impacted. in your
One
area.
thing I'd like to mention, and we really haven't talked about it, is that I grew up on San Francisco Bay, salt water. Water is generally 57 degrees all year long, maybe within a couple of degrees. Pretty cold. I used to swim in it,
No, that's cold.
but it's cold.
That's no.
Out
Me
here
too.
in the summer, the water is in the 70s and low 80s.
Like a bathtub.
So it's
Up
really
to
swimmable.
86.
We
in
float in the
summer.
Delta. Jules likes to sip and float, and
Yes.
so do I.
Yeah.
Rita and John
Yep.
and Jules and
We
I
go
were
out
out
and sip
over the
and float.
weekend,
Yeah.
an hour away, sipping and floating for
Yeah.
about 4 days, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And
It
you
was
feel
wonderful.
like you're 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Just 45 minutes away.
And the cool thing is when you watch National Geographic or Earth and you see when the winter comes and the whole landscape changes of an area, well, the water gets to be 47 degrees to 50 degrees on January 1st. So everything refreshes, which is really nice. So everything
The
cools
weeds
down,
die.
weeds and algae
Weeds
die
die.
off, everything gets clean again. And then we start the process again in the spring and
Bring
start
it
getting
in.
warmer again. And so you'll find we're a 12-month-a-year boating community.
Yes.
We're really about an 8-month-a-year swimming community.
Well, probably, yeah.
Hey, so I have a question. What about if you're a golfer? What can you do locally?
Golfing? Oh,
Golfing.
golfing. Okay, so we have the country club, which is like a world-class golf course built by Robert Trent Jones. Oh, I know. See? I'm not going to forget. But there are other, there's at least...
But is
well,
that
there's
public or
a-
private?
That
That's
is
private. There's a public course in Brentwood,
And
and
there's
there's
a
a lot of
public course in
other golf
Brentwood.
courses around.
Yeah.
There's one at Shadow Lakes. There's a 9-hole
Yeah.
at Shadow Lakes.
There's
If you're a
Livermore. There's
golfer,
Concord.
you have golf around you. You don't
Yeah.
have to belong to the country club to golf. It's a really great course, though. And there's social memberships over there.
Oh, we have a yacht club too. We haven't really talked about too
I know.
much, but the
We
yacht
brought it
club's
up earlier. Yeah,
really
we have
affordable. When you think yacht club, you think, but really it's what, about a couple grand to join, and about $750 a year. You guys are
It's a
members.
lot of fun.
You're a member. You're
You're a
members.
member.
Jenny, you're the
You
holdout.
should be a member.
We're gonna work on Jenny.
You gotta join.
Me too. Me too, girl. Me
We
too.
have a question from the floor.
The
Yes.
board recognizes Kim.
So with the yacht club, there's a lot of reciprocal different types
Yes.
of yacht clubs in the Delta. And the one nice thing that we found, because we're a dog community, you can actually take your dogs on the boat to other yacht clubs. They have dog parks there. They have places for your dogs. It's been really lovely this summer to take the dogs with us.
Love
That
it.
is awesome. So when you're in the yacht club, because we're a dog community, we take our dogs on our cruise house, and they are very dog friendly as well. That's a good point. Our dog, every time we go on the boat, our dog's come with us, and so almost every single time. But and it is true, when we go other places, reciprocal, they're very dog friendly as well. It's a very good point.
Absolutely.
Typically
It's a big
wine
deal.
and tequila friendly as well.
Wine and tequila friendly.
Get along
It's
great.
very friendly. It's a friendly place.
Discovery Bay Yacht Club has 500 memberships, and it's really, I've been a member of San Francisco Yacht Club my whole life.
Still
I was
are.
also a member of St. Francis. Great clubs, but there's no club that's more fun than this club. Open 7 days a week and just so many things to do.
A lot of things here you can't find elsewhere. Truly.
Love that. Well, that's the end of our questions.
Oh my God! We
If
did
you can
so
believe
good.
it.
How do we do for time? What time
I
is it?
know. Look at
57 minutes.
Wow,
7:58.
pretty good.
Yeah, 57 minutes and 41 seconds.
We hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are from the area, you know what the Delta lifestyle is. But if you're watching from afar or see this later and want to get a feel for what Discovery Bay is, it's one thing to drive in here and look at a home from the street. It's okay, that's a nice home. But once you get on the water, once you get into the community of the lakes where Jenny is and really see all the different amenities there, once you get on the golf course and feel the solitude, you really see a different side. So we'd be happy to take you for a pontoon tour with champagne, for a tour on the Delta and see the homes here, or Jenny can tour you through the gated communities. We hope to see you soon, and thanks for watching tonight. Have a great night, everybody. I'm gonna hit the finish button. I'm gonna have pizza and some popcorn and some more libations. I hope you do too.
Good night, everyone. Good night.